What is up, W Sports Podcast listeners? Jimothy, Tubby, we are back at it again. And believe it or not, the weekend has already started with some football, and it was an incredible way to kick it off. And so this episode is to preview the rest of the weekend whether it is conference championship weekend in college or just heading into that playoff push in the NFL. It is a great time to be a football fan. But Tubby, welcome back to the show, man.
What is up? I guess it's great for some people. Last night wasn't so great for the Packers fans.
It's very true, very true. But it is a good time of the year if you want to be a part of our giveaway. It is December, which means we have another giveaway, but we're doing something a little bit different this month to allow you, the listeners, to get a few extra chances to make the win. Because we last week we actually just sent out November's giveaway, a signed Aaron Jones jersey. Tubby, can you tell them maybe how they can get this extra name in the hat?
So here in a second, I'm going to drop a hint about who the player is, and whoever guesses it right first will get 3 extra entries into the giveaway. I won't tell you if you're wrong. We'll only tell you if you're right.
I like it. Okay, all right. When
So
do we get the hint?
yeah, we're going to drop the hint right now. Might as well. The first hint is it's a Hall of Fame running back.
Oh, oh man, that's a good list. Okay, all right. Well, I'm obviously we can't guess, but I'm excited to get more hints as we go to see if we can go and get it. So make sure you comment on the video what your guess is, and we'll make sure that if you're right, again, Tubby will take care of doing all the extra additions of your name. So that's what we want. So if you had not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. That is the number one way that you can actually be a part of the giveaways each and every month from the W Sports Podcast. So we're appreciative of every single one of y'all. We are on our way to 300. That's our goal by Christmas. Let's hit 300 subscribers. Let's make it a great gift, and we appreciate it. And we just had our best Black Friday sale ever. $0 to subscribe. So
Yep, lifetime subscription, $0.
yeah, $0. But all right, let's go ahead. You know what? We're gonna jump into it. As a Packers fan, it was a great game.
Yeah,
Um, Jaden Reed and Jameson Williams didn't really do a whole lot for me, so that was great in fantasy football. We'll get to that in tomorrow's episode. But I mean, the Lions are for real.
yeah, they're definitely for real. I
Yeah.
mean, after that interception got through and the Packers went up, I was like, here it is. This is the chance for the Packers. And it was like anything the Packers threw at them, Jared Goff and the Lions, swung right back. And then the guts of Dan Campbell to go for it on 4th and 1 from your own, from like the 30-yard line to kick a field goal to win the game in the last minute to go for it just to, not give the Packers any chance at all was gutsy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the kind of coach Dan Campbell is, and that is what the Lions just whole team and just I think fan base is really bought into, and they're loving it. They talked about it a
Mhm.
ton yesterday. They really talked up the Lions towards the game yesterday in the broadcast beforehand. Didn't really lean into the Packers as much on the like they did in the front half, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, I still see that game as like the Packers. They lost, yes, but when I look at just what they have right now going for them, they still have all the pieces to make a deep playoff run. This
Yeah.
was just an early matchup, and unfortunately for the Packers, this means they got swept by the Lions this year. The Lions still remain undefeated in division play, and it looks like they are really working hard to have that first round bye and home field
Yep.
advantage in the playoffs, which for Detroit is a massive win.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially right now. I mean, they were talking. I can't remember which broadcast, and they were talking about like the home field advantages right now in the NFL, and they're like the biggest home field advantage right now in the NFL is Detroit, which is
Yeah,
crazy to say. They said, but that stadium, whenever they're playing at home, it is loud right now.
it's electric, and then the crowd is really they understand to be quiet when the Lions have the ball. But yeah, Jordan Love constantly having to do this because it is so loud there. I mean, this fan base
Mm-hmm.
deserves it. They really do.
I mean, after as long as they had, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's cool to see Barry Sanders in the house regularly now. Come on, I'm glad they've kind of fixed all that. But
Yeah.
still, a great matchup. It was one of the few great Thursday night football games outside of a typical Thanksgiving weekend. It was
Mm-hmm.
awesome to see. But we do have a couple other matchups. We're gonna just lean into the NFL on the front end of the episode, but and on the back end, we're gonna hit those conference championship matchups here in the college football world. It's a big weekend. We got Seahawks and Cardinals. The Seahawks, I believe they won last week. The Cardinals have just been stumbling to this record
Mm-hmm.
that they have, which this division has just not been great. So who you got in this game?
I'm gonna go with, since the Seahawks won the first matchup, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals to win this matchup. Then
Okay,
plus
that's fair enough.
it's in Arizona. It's not in Seattle this time.
Yeah,
But yeah,
part
I mean that
part of me
division's
wants to
just
say it's a tie.
yeah. That was probably what will happen.
Yeah, I think that the Cardinals should win this game. They just haven't found the rhythm of what is going to make this team work.
Uh-uh.
They've started to run the ball a little bit more consistently and effectively, but the Marvin Harrison stuff obviously is frustrating if you're a Cardinals fan, I think, or a fantasy owner. But
Yeah.
the Seahawks don't have. This is not the year the Seahawks get things rolling. Kenneth Walker has not had the year that he would have liked to. Yards per carry, and then obviously he's somewhat injury prone, but
Yeah.
it's just two teams that just can't get any traction. It's kind of frustrating.
No.
Um, Bills at the Rams after last week's dominating win on Monday Night Football. No, Sunday Night Football. On Sunday Night Football, they got to go across the country, playing a beautiful, perfect weather, 70-degree stadium in Los Angeles. Is this a letdown game for the Bills?
I think it can be. It's a Rams team that you don't really know what you're getting each week. Are you going to get the Rams team that, Matthew Stafford slinging the ball around a Puka and Cup for 10 catches, 100 yards a piece, and a
Mm-hmm.
touchdown a piece, or is it the one that we've seen the last couple of weeks? We're not quite sure, but I think that there's a chance that this one could be a little bit of a letdown game for the Bills and may hurt them going forward. Lose a little bit of ground to the Chiefs again.
Yeah, and that's that. I mean, the Chiefs will get to their matchup this week too. It's going to be a tough one, but yeah, I think this is all the setup to be that like almost let down game because it is the Rams. Matt Stafford is a gunslinger. He's not going to mess around with this. He's going to put them in position to try and win. And the Bills, of their two losses this season, both of them came on the road. So if even at the end of the year they were the 5-3 on the road, I guess this year I don't know if they have the
Mm-hmm.
AFC has the extra road game this year or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. So,
Yeah.
does that mean we're both picking the Rams? Or are you still sticking with the
I'm
Bills?
still sticking with the Bills, but I
Okay.
think that there's a chance that they have a letdown game.
Yeah. Give me the Rams. Let's go. I will say I don't think there's a chance for any snow games this weekend. It's going to be a little bit warmer. Even my wife is out in one of the Dakotas for FCS playoff games, doing that for work. And I looked at it, even from Montana all the way to any of the Dakotas that are playing. It's all in like the 50s. That's
Lame.
crazy. I don't know. I'm like, I don't think these teams like. I think if Texas, one of them, some of the Texas teams are coming up north. I'm like, they have a shot now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. But Bears and 49ers are coming up as well. Another one of those AFC West, NFC West teams. Excuse me. The 49ers at 5-7, desperate for a win, playing against a Bears team with interim head coach. But the Bears are 0-5 on the road. Give me the 49ers to at least somehow right the ship in this one.
Give me the Bears. 49ers, I don't trust them right now. I don't trust the Bears either. But you know what? The season that the 49ers have had this year, would it not surprise you if they lost this game?
Well,
I mean,
no, but
that's that
they're 5-7. They have way too much talent to let this
they
keep
do.
happening.
But I mean, look at it now. McCaffrey's out for the
And Mason,
foreseeable future. Mason's out now. This team's just kind of falling apart.
yeah,
I think that it's weird that this game is talked. That this game comes up now about potential playoff implications.
yeah,
For both teams that were essentially you might get eliminated after this because the 49ers, we expected them to run away with that division,
hmm
and now they're stuck in the middle of that wild NFC West.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think that there's just something with the 49ers where they get a letdown and end up blowing the game and really destroying the playoff hopes.
Yeah, that is crazy. I'm still. I hear you. I'm gonna take the 49ers. Like they gotta win this one. But sometimes when you get a new head coach, things go up a little bit for these teams, and it's the Bears for what they did this offseason to be 4-8 is a testament to why it was a mistake to keep Eberflus as long as they did. Last year they were the best number one pick I think I've ever seen. Best team with a
Yeah,
number one pick, and to be worse this year. Ugh.
yeah.
It's terrible. So, all right, and then of course the evening game we have. Was it Sunday night game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it? Oh, it's at the top of my screen because I'm a Chiefs fan. That's why I'm looking at ESPN. I'm like, why is this not at the bottom? Yeah, they got Chargers versus Chiefs. This is going to be a fun matchup. It's again weather-wise, it's not going to be nearly as cold as it was this week here in Kansas City. Chiefs are favored by 4, but San Diego still never not going to happen.
Yeah,
Who you got in this one? The Chargers or the Chiefs?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs just because they're gonna find a way to win. It's just how it is. No matter how much people are gonna want them to lose, they're always gonna find a way to win. We've seen it how many times this year when they shouldn't win games, they win them because that's just
Yeah.
in their DNA. But I think this is going to be a really fun, exciting matchup, a physical matchup.
Yeah, the over under on this again. This is not a betting podcast, but it's like 42. I take the under. I think this game, if you said it was 20-17, again that would still put you under. I would think it's going to be something like that. Not going to be a high scoring game. The Dobbins injury, sadly, not unexpectedly, again. I mean, I just don't trust Gus Edwards in this game to give them enough of what they need to bridge the
Yeah.
gap. So I will pick the Chiefs. It is at home, a massive home field advantage. I still would say the Chiefs have the biggest home field advantage in football. Sorry, Detroit, but maybe we can just say AFC NFC thing. But that's who I got picking this game.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, let's move on to the college football world. Before we jump into some of these predictions, actually, let's just do this one predictions, and then in tomorrow's episode, we're going to talk about some of the head coaching stuff. If you're cool with that,
Yeah.
we'll kind of go from there. We'll have some news and notes, obviously, for baseball. Dude, the Dodgers just keep on dodging. It's annoying. That's a preview for tomorrow's episode. So Tubby's happy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, definitely feeling happy.
All right, let's go on. The conference championship weekend. 2 games today as we release this podcast. It is Friday. We had the Mountain West and the American Conference. It's 3 out of those 4 teams are all ranked. But it looks like there is a path for probably one of these teams to make it. And I would imagine it's going to be Boise State UNLV winner. But
Yeah.
who do you got in the Mountain West championship?
I'm going with Boise State. I want to see Ashton Genty in the playoffs. I mean, why wouldn't we want to see the best player in college football? I know everyone's going to say Travis Hunter's the best player in college football because of both sides, but Ashton Genty's been the most dominant player in college football this year. There's no, arguing about that. So I want to see him in the playoffs. So I'm going to pick them. I think that he's going to run all over him like he did the first time, and they're not going to have an answer for him.
Yeah, best player, best athlete, 2 different things. Again, this is Coach Prime, just what he was all about. He was one of the best players, but also one of the best athletes we've ever seen him. Obviously football. So I like Boise State to win this game too. But look at UNLV lost their quarterback. I remember what this QB thought. No, man, I'm going to save my eligibility. Sorry if you guys aren't going to pay me more money. Which obviously, if they said they were going to pay money, they should. But
Yeah.
UNLV is like, all right, man, we're UNLV. Like, we don't have it, and we're just going to keep on trying.
Yeah.
Does Army make it to 11-1 with a conference championship before heading into Army Navy week next week?
No, I think Tulane gets them.
Oh man! Wow. Okay. It's
mean,
at West Point.
It is, yes, but I think Tulane is too talented of a team. I mean, the fact that they lost to Memphis last week, it was sad because they had a chance, even though with 2 losses, both those losses being to Oklahoma and Kansas State, 2 Power 5 teams. Darian Mensah, for a freshman quarterback, came out of nowhere, took over that job as starting quarterback. He's done a great job. So is Joe Craddock as the offense coordinator. So I think that they're going to pull this one off. And honestly, I'm going to go Tulane big.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, they did just dominate Navy 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they have a bit of a script on how to beat a triple option. It's not been like, oh yeah, remember what we did in September? No, we did this 3 weeks ago. Now Army's a little bit different, but it's still very similar in how they set it up. So I like what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on that one. I do think Army loses this one, but that means Tulane has to get out by 14. If they can get up by 14, there you go. But if they don't, if it's a 1 possession game, I could still see Tulane winning this one, but don't be surprised if Army takes it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that they can control the ball, they can win that game.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Big 12, who needs they have to win
Mhm.
convincingly, and they might need a little help in order to make to the college football playoff if they're not one of the top four power conference champions. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Everyone thought that the Mountain West or this the American would be the conference that would need the help. Mm-mm. Here we
Yeah,
are, Arizona State, Iowa State. Who you got?
I've got Arizona State.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah,
I-
I think Arizona State is one of the hottest teams in college football right now.
yeah. They're Arizona of last year this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, what Dillingham has done there has been astounding. After the season they had last year, where they were just kind of beat up all year, and really didn't have much of a chance in the Pac-12 with how deep it was.
hmm
This year they come to the Big 12 and they've really just kind of dominated everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the early slate game also at 11 in Dallas. So, I mean, you're going to kick off your day really quick with that game. Then you have the SEC championship game at 3 o'clock. Texas facing their only team that they lost to in Georgia. It looks like both of these teams were going to make the playoff no matter what. So, I mean, you look at Georgia, no matter what, 3 losses, you think they're in?
Yeah,
Uh,
is whether they should be or not.
let me ask you this trivia question. You may know this answer because we're kind of leading the witness here. What quarterback in the SEC has a worse QBR than Carson Beck?
Jackson Arnold.
That's it. That's the only one who has a worse QBR. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So, yeah. But who
I
are you
mean,
picking in this game?
well, with that being said, I'm taking Georgia.
So we don't even have to worry about that. Yeah, they have
No,
beat them once.
yeah,
How healthy is Quinn Ewers? I think those are key pieces.
I mean, it's in Atlanta. No Bevo. Bevo does not get
I
to
did see
travel
that.
to the game.
Not enough room for the beef.
No, but no, I mean, they do have people, Georgia fans want to say, oh, well, you don't have a home field advantage. You have a home field advantage. The game's played in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you have an advantage being in your state. Granted, the advantage didn't help you last year, but I think this year, I'm not convinced Texas is a good football team right now. I
Yeah.
haven't seen them play anyone outside of Texas A&M, and Texas A&M just played bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I think Georgia has the pieces to win this game. I don't know. Whoever runs the ball more effectively is going to win this game, and I imagine it should be Georgia, but honestly, I don't. I'm so frustrated with both these teams, the talent level that they have,
Mm-hmm.
and that there are question marks each time we see it.
Yeah,
They should be dominating. Texas is favored almost by a field goal, so we'll see.
interesting.
A number one versus number three. Both these teams again make it in no matter what. They only have one loss combined going into this game. Penn State versus Oregon. Oregon's a 3.5 point favorite. Who you got?
I got Oregon. I don't think Penn State has the offensive firepower to keep up with Oregon at all.
Yeah, again, not a betting podcast,
No.
but 3.5 point favorite. They're going to cover that, and I think this
Yeah,
2 scores.
yeah, I think they dominate Penn State pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna look silly if we're wrong, but we haven't seen it from Penn State and Franklin, so why would they start now? And Oregon, it's in Indianapolis, it's in a dome. I just see
Mm-hmm.
Oregon just cruising right to Big Ten championship game,
Yep.
and then finally we have the evening game. Well, which game are you going to be more likely to watch? That one or the ACC championship game with SMU trying to be a power again at Clemson?
All of them.
Okay,
I'll
yeah, just
watch
two
every single
screens.
game. Yeah. Well, I mean, YouTube TV now has the cool,
It's true.
simulcast. So I'll have that on. But yeah, I mean, this game, as much as I want SMU to win, just because it just showed that the ACC is not that strong, I want Clemson to win because
You don't want
Alabama
Miami?
does. No, Alabama doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs,
Hmm? Well,
and
yeah.
I think that SMU will still have a better resume with only 2 losses compared to Alabama that didn't play in their conference championship game and would still get in over Alabama and knock Alabama out of the playoffs.
I hear you. There's no way a 2-loss SMU team gets in over a 3-loss Alabama team. I don't think
Why?
the committee. I don't think the committee can do it. I agree with you, but I don't think they're going to do it.
this will be the thing is like, so you're going to penalize SMU for playing in a conference championship game, and you're going to give Alabama the benefit of not playing in a conference championship game. I don't think that you could do that. I mean, that would just be absolutely ridiculous, because now you're penalizing teams for getting in the conference championship game, and now you're allowing teams that Ohio State, Alabama, that don't have to play in their conference championship game, automatic passes. Tennessee automatic passes into the playoffs. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we're going to react to all of these probably Sunday night. So as we record, and we'll release again, obviously, on Monday. So make sure that if you haven't already, you have subscribed to the show. What are we doing? Come on. We appreciate every single one of y'all. But we're going to get back to it, because tomorrow we have an episode that has going to have fantasy football, a little bit of college football news and notes. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the Dodgers signing everybody imaginable that's a free agent that's good. So
yeah,
talk about it.
Defer all the contracts.
Yeah, that's insane. $1 billion in deferred money is insane. So, anyway, till then, see you all next time.
See ya.
See you.